Alright, welcome to the Gimp tutorial that I'm creating on how to do an animation in Gimp. We're just going to do a really basic animation just to get you guys the steps that you need. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is just create a new document. Alright, and then we're going to create a text animation today. Okay, so I want this white background layer to stay put, so I'm going to create a new layer. And I want this new layer to have a white background. So the white over here is in the background, so I'm just going to make sure background color is selected. And I'm going to hit OK. And now I have a white layer. Okay, now I'm going to use the text tool, and I'm going to type in black. I already have my font selected to the one that I want. And then I've already got my size selected. So I'm just going to come over here and click. Okay, this is the first text that I want to use. Okay, now I want my text to be on my white background, so I'm just going to right click on my text and do merge down. And now I've got my text and my white background together. I'm going to create a new layer, keep background colors selected, and hit OK. I've got my new white layer. Now I'm going to come over here and type. Okay, and then I'm going to merge it down. Then I'm going to do another one. Same thing, white background. Alright, so merge it down, and there we go. Now I have my 4 layers. So without doing anything else, I'm going to show you if I just went and did playback, what it's going to look like. Okay, so I've created an animation. Obviously you can't read it, it goes way too fast, so we need to make some changes. Okay, so once you have your layers, everything that you want to be in your animation, you come over here to File, Save As, and you're going to save it. And make sure that you save it as a .gif file. That's a GIF.gif. And then whenever you hit save, it's going to bring this window up. And right here, you see it says flatten image or save as animation. We want it to save as an animation, so we click on that. And then we hit export. And we get this window. And now this window asks us a couple questions. Do we want the animation to loop? Do we want it to play over and over again, or do we want it just to play one time through? We want it to loop. The normal default for this is 100, and it's normally set to I don't care. Okay, we're going to leave it at 100 just so I can show you guys what happens when we do 100. And then instead of doing I don't care, we're going to put it on 1 frame per layer, or replace. If you were doing things on transparent images and putting them on top of each other, then you would want to combine. But we want each layer to you to only see the layer that we're working on. So we're going to do 1 frame per layer, replace. And we're going to hit save. And it's now saved the animation. If you notice over here, everything looks the same. Whenever you have an animation, there should be other stuff over here. So the way we get that to pull up is we're just going to close out of this and then reopen it. And now you can see over here they've got the animation details. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do animation playback. And as you can see, it's still really fast. Okay, we don't want it to be so fast. So we're going to right click on each layer, and we're going to edit the attributes. It's the very first thing on the list. And you're just going to change this number. Okay, I'm going to change it to 600. And as you notice, it only changes the layer that we are working on. So you have to right click on each layer, go to edit layer attributes, and change it to 600. So this is fine if you're only working with a few layers like I am, but if you're working with like 30 layers, you don't want to have to change it. So make sure in the very beginning you change the number to however long you want it to be. So you might need to play with it a little, figure out what type of speed you want. Okay, so now I've got it set up for 600 instead of 100. So now I'm going to go to animation playback. And there we go. Now it's slow and can actually be read. Okay, so that's it. You basically can create your very first animation. Simple animation, just one picture replacing the next picture. Wasn't that hard at all.